I was here before you again. So
Hey, listen.
Ron, I just want to go on the record.
I've been trying to listen to women for 33 years. They still have nothing worth saying.
I want to go on the record.
No. Where's your girlfriend? Where's she at?
I'm over here.
Right next to him.
Whack him across the face.
I don't want to exert my male dominance, but I will.
The thing is, Ryan,
it's all jokes, folks.
Here's the thing. You started it off this way, and we have a show planned, Ryan. A show that I'd like to point out that you initially preemptively were late for.
No.
You have no rebuttal.
It was a scheduling conflict, which is why I had my assistant reach out to you to alter
scheduling conflict. Ryan, at what time you more time today are we live?
Somewhere between 6 and 9:30.
So 8 o'clock. Ryan, we're live.
So I gave you plenty of time to rip up your allergy carpet and get asbestos lung. Mesothelioma. There it is.
It's Monday through Friday. Daily 6:30 p.m. Eastern time.
It's a daily, weekly daily show.
And today on the daily weekly show, Ryan, I was planning, Ryan, on making a case about the old school media, the old guard media, Ryan. Because there was a clip that I had seen that I want you to see. Because when I see things, I think, ooh, Ryan needs to see this. Ryan, did you know that we are freaks? We are freak shows. Are you aware of this?
What?
Are you aware of this? We are freaks.
Says who?
Smart people smarter than us, right?
I mean, I am 170, David. It can bench press, almost my weight.
Wow, you're like a little ant. Okay, let's pull up. Ants can do like 10x their size.
David, they're literally engine. So they can lift up a taco chip. Congratulations, dude.
You're gonna use
yes,
biology.
David, I am.
Men become women
taco
now,
chips
Ryan.
I can lift up, Dave. I can lift
10 times your weight.
Dave, they can't lift up taco bag, and I can. What are you talking about?
Maybe you need to eat the things an ant eats since they're so big and strong.
Grass, David. You want me to eat bugs? You are going to leave me broken homeless when you become a billionaire.
I don't think the ants drink half gallons of chocolate milk. Dude, the fact that you have it in a hot car bothers me like you would not believe.
Yeah.
I get mad if Eve
Legends never die, dude. All right.
Eve preemptively gets chocolate milk out of the fridge for breakfast. I'm mad that it's sitting on the table where it's not cold like it should be.
Oh, you are fucking psycho, David.
That shit needs to be cold, Ryan.
Room temperature chocolate milk is just cold hot chocolate, David. Get over.
Cold hot chocolate.
What is on his dash?
Yeah. Dude, this guy just pulled up on me. It looks like he has a palm on his dashboard. Oh, boy.
Ryan, we're completely off topic.
No, Dave, this is the show. This is the show, David.
The show is to be off topic. This is why we're freak shows, Ryan. Everyone needs to go back to the old media. Was this the Rogan article I sent you?
Shouldn't
everybody go back to the old media?
No, they killed themselves, David.
Ryan, the old media has such good production values. It has the world's most educated people. They have all the money behind them, all the advertising. You know about all the latest drugs when you watch like the old school media. I'm trying to think of all the great advantages of the old school media.
$30 trillion in debt, endless wars, slavery of your children, theft of your civil liberties, and disinformation on a world stage that you've never seen. They have you believing in aliens and not God.
Here we go, Ryan. Since this is your approach, are you ready for this? Can you see it?
Oh, I can see it. I can see this.
Okay, I'm gonna play it, and then I need you to tell me that you hear it as well. Do you understand your direction? Ryan, are you listening?
David, I am listening.
I don't know. I just don't know if you're going to be able to hear it. I need to know.
The problem is...
I can hear it. I can hear it.
You can hear it? Okay,
I can
now
hear
we're
it.
going to play it. We need to listen to Ryan. Trust the experts. Trust the science. We need to go back to the old guard media. Let's take a listen here.
Is that the right wing, hello Scott, has taken advantage of this situation, I think.
If it's quiet, unfortunately,
they played into a weakness.
What situation?
The situation of media being under attack. And so they've created a situation
You've almost got it. Keep going. What the right wing is taking advantage of is finally the American people saying enough is enough. They're tired of feeling like the mass media screens out one viewpoint versus another in political coverage. They're tired of media institutions favoring one party over another. They're tired of narratives over factual stories. If I had any advice for 60 Minutes or anybody else, it would be just cover the news and try to be fair about it and stop putting your finger on the scale, especially during campaigns.
You're talking about the old mass media myth that you could have this thing that was in the middle. The Walter Cronkite saying, that's the way it is, when it wasn't for many Americans the way it was, when people were pissed off.
But people back in those days trusted the media, didn't
they?
They
didn't be heard. Because there was now we have the internet.
Look at the Gallup polling. It was here, and now it's here. It's fallen off of a cliff.
Yeah, we do have that Gallup polling about trust in media, and now, as in recent years, and let's be honest, Scott, a lot of this is driven by the rhetoric on your side of the aisle. I mean, it's not.
You think it's driven by the rhetoric and not the performance?
Absolutely.
But my point is that if you're CBS or any other news outlet, the reason you lost ought to be obvious to you, and the way to fix it also ought to be obvious to you, and it has nothing to do with Donald Trump and everything to do with the product. Just try to make a better product that appeals to more people. And the way you appeal to more people is by not crapping on half or more than half of the country because of their values and political views.
I think that is
what you'd end up with in that press room then is, in these members, the freak show that Trump wants. Trump tries to devalue media. Why should we value his freak show there? Leave it to the freaks.
I think calling them freaks.
I don't think there's any disagreement on that, by the way.
I mean, he called these new media sources the freak show. They're not freaks. They have audiences.
Some of them are.
They have audiences, and there's a reason that they're thriving is because people are starved for information that they think they can trust. They're not freaks. They're filling a need in this country, in my opinion.
Right.
That's the show, Ryan. That's going to be our show today. That's going to be the show today. We're going to just talk shit about the old school media and how they always get it wrong and why they always get it wrong.
You mean, David, the same people that told me that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction, and then after we murdered women and children and billions of dollars, they went, nah.
Oops. Yeah, you know who was... Well, hold. I think this was less Saddam Hussein, more Osama bin Laden, but you know who was big proponent of, in the media at least, of that war in Iraq and Afghanistan and the whole Middle East, Operation Freedom and all that bullshit, was the same Jeffrey Goldberg who was on these signal chats, the leaked signal chats. He was part of the reason. His reporting is why the Bush administration thought there were weapons of mass destruction. Shame on him for completely getting it wrong or lying. Shame on the Bush administration for doing no follow-up on that. And here's the other thing, not to get into a Middle East thing, because this is going to be about the media, but how much blame is it on the Bush administration about the weapons of mass destruction? Did they intentionally... I guess the question is, did they not know? Did they think there were weapons of mass destruction and go in with that information, and they were just flat out wrong? Did they know there weren't weapons of mass destruction, lied to everyone to get into a forever war that cost trillions of dollars to us, but made trillions of dollars to others? Because remember this, Ryan, when it costs trillions of dollars, that cost went to somebody. That means somebody earned trillions of dollars. That's important to note, because everyone just looks at it like, oh, I can't believe the war cost $8 trillion. Who did it cost $8 trillion to?
Yeah, where'd the value go, right?
So that was old guard media. That was Jeffrey Goldberg. Oh yeah, weapons of mass destruction. That was part of the public perception too. That's how you got people into that war. Oh, we're defending.
Well, David, what's interesting is
we're just going to talk about all the things the media got wrong in our lifetime because it's a fucking laundry list.
Dude, I mean, the other thing too is like we're not even factoring in like psychological operations to like literally psychologicalize the fucking information against the public and the population.
Here, well, this is the biggest problem with the old media, right? And she said something along the lines of the host at CNN. It was because of the distrust in media is because of the rhetoric from people like us, the freak shows.
Well, 1997, when they had trust compared to now, that trust kind of slowly eroded in 2000 there, man. And that's before cell phones really kind of took off. Podcast didn't like take off till like, I don't know, like 2018.
Well, so you got to look at a couple things. One, who was the really only voice against the mainstream media in the past? It was AM radio, Rush Limbaugh. Okay. That was and then there was Fox News, which at the time people thought, oh, everybody, and then Fox News, right? And Fox News was the big right wing. Okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Rush Limbaugh on AM radio, but that was it. Like that's all you had. There were other AM shows, but none of them were remotely at the level of Rush Limbaugh. And to this day, nobody's even close to that level. So that's what you had against. That was it. And then YouTube started like mid 2000s. When was YouTube like? When it actually started to be semi-relevant was like late
2010.
2000s. Okay. But that's when it was like just starting. Okay. So then you got to go another 5 to 10 years. Was it what are we talking about? Was it 16? Was it like the first year Trump ran?
The first year Trump ran or the first year of Obama. One of them was like the first real presidential.
I think the first year of
presidents
Obama
had dealt with social media.
Well,
I think it was the first year.
The first year of Obama was like social media, which was kind of like the first pushback against the mainstream media because social media is where people were starting to see news. And that's what started the trickle, okay? Because everyone always forever got their news from it was CNN or Fox News. Like those were just ABC, NBC, CBS, those places. You went there, you got your news. They fed you full of their narrative, and then that was it. That was the news. I got the news. It's unbiased. That's what people thought for the longest time. And people had, and here's the thing, distrust in media, where does that come from? A couple of things. One, the transfer of information is much greater now. So we've watched this, we've done this on the show. You can watch in real time as the media lies. That was unmatched before. You couldn't do that. You could have a CNN do a piece and a week later Fox News might say, oh, we disagree with this. And that was about it. So how much distrust in media are you going to get? But these days, CNN will have an article literally 45 minutes later, social media is loaded up with people disputing the article that CNN came out with. That's part of distrust in media, but it doesn't come from the rhetoric of social media or podcasts. It comes from the fact that CNN is lying to everybody. And now it can be real time proven right now. So what are they doing now? Well, the defense against that, they're not going to switch their strategy. They're not going to start telling the truth to everybody. Duh. They're going to just start trying to damage the good name of all the people who do the podcasts and the things like that by saying freak shows or malinformation, misinformation, disinformation. This was all part of that strategy. You have to try to discredit the people who are beating you. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them to do.
The Twitter files said they targeted people on the fucking internet for their opinions.
Yeah. That's right.
Social media carried enough power to sway elections, allegedly. Do you really think that they want you to know the power you have?
Us freak shows, right?
You think they're going to, willfully give this to you? This is something, David, we've battled in real life, getting laughed at for being like, no, man, this fucking information is wrong. And then it comes out like 2 years later, gay frogs in the fucking water. That was a laugh. I got laughed at for a little bit about that one, man. I'll tell you. People couldn't even spell glyphosate. I'm tired of the chemtrail thing too, to be honest with you. I see him doing it. It's fucking bothersome.
It's all water vapor, isn't it, right?
It's fucking bothersome. Yeah, I mean, David, the NSA, Edward Snowden, like, what are we talking about? The guy came out and showed you how, like, your phone collects information. Do you remember when they said that the phone doesn't collect any information that's important? It just collects mass metadata, and then it comes out that mass metadata is the most important data because it's basically like an uncut diamond, so they can cut it into any shape they want. They can do anything they want with it. They said that your phone don't listen to you, David, and now Amazon Alexa fucking sidewalk computer scan screen can use reverse Wi-Fi beams for fucking literal radar inside your homes.
Well, surely, Ryan, they're just using this for advertisers.
Just advertisements, not the military, David. Never the military.
The government doesn't see any of this, Ryan. It's just advertisements.
Yeah. They just fucking lied about Kennedy and Hitler, but trust the news. They lied about Martin Luther King getting murdered by the government for 50 years. Trust the news. They lied about COVID in real time.
Ryan, you're worried about the wrong stuff. Ryan, you're worried about the wrong stuff.
Chris Cuomo told you the vaccine was safe and effective and you can't be harmed by vaccines, and then had a vaccine side effect. But trust the news. Trust the guy on the news whose brother was molesting police officers while he was governor, while he was killing your grandmother in a nursing home, keeping the masks on that don't work. Trust the news. Don't get upset about it either, you fucking psychopath.
On what basis, Ryan, was he
on what basis?
Questions?
They're tyrants, David. They don't need a fucking basis. They're tyrants. I will not follow news or fucking science that empowers authoritarians, David.
But Ryan, you're missing
Andrew Cuomo.
You're missing the bigger point.
I told you people that guy was a scumbag for so long, and then it took him grabbing police. Do you know they probably didn't say something because of their fucking pension? Their state pension, David. Imagine working for the big man, and the big man is big man in you.
I mean, Andrew Cuomo grabbing ass is the least offensive thing he did. But you're missing the big point, Ryan. Sorry. Donald Trump wore a blue suit to a funeral. And he was the only one. The media said so.
What, the Pope's funeral?
Yeah. And he was the only one who wore a blue suit. The media told us he was the only one for Fortune or NY Times or whoever it was. I think it was NY Times. NY Times. They had the exclusive. He was the only one.
About the suit?
Yeah, only one in the blue one. Didn't you see the photo?
No, I really...
Trust your senses, Ryan. There's a picture of it.
Oh, is this Taylor Swift dress? Is show it.
No,
pull it up.
Let me pull it up because you don't know.
It's fucking blue or black. Trust my senses, David. You mean, can you trust my professional eyeballs for matching color for all those years, David, in the automotive collision paint industry?
Pull it up.
Fucking auto collision specialist. These eyeballs were specialist for vision.
Let me pull this up because we
want 2020 Roy G. Biv, dude.
We want to be accurate on the show. We want to get the stories correct. We want to make sure
Roy
they
G.
update their terms. Perfect. Okay.
I've never been.
Is this a paywall? I don't want to subscribe. I just want to see the article. Trump's blue suit, Pope's funeral. I just want to see it.
Yo, just call me Roy G. Biv, baby, because I see on the spectrum.
Right. I just.
You look autistic, or do I just see on the spectrum, dude?
Nope. Sounds like there's just...
Isn't it crazy you can't call people retarded, but saying autistic is completely socially acceptable?
I have to try 7 days free to see the news?
I just put a receipt in his mouth so gay.
Okay. Ryan, I wanted to show you so bad this blue suit. Maybe I'll find pictures online.
Just go to the Google Images.
Stop yelling, God. Stop women-splaining.
Hold on. Here we go, Ryan. Ready? I'll pull up since I don't have New York Times. Look at there he is. Only blue suit. Do you see it? Look at that. Disgraceful.
Is Melania wearing red?
No.
What color is Melania wearing?
Is she even there?
Who's next to Trump in the photograph?
I don't know. She's wearing black, whoever it is.
I would assume Melania Trump, the First Lady of the United States, would go to the Pope's funeral.
Yeah, it's her. She's wearing black. See? She's properly dressed in a black. See, and this was the story. This was the big story that the media was going out with over the weekend. Blue suit, only one. Now,
so is it disrespectful to the Pope?
Talk about distrust. Blue suit at a funeral, Ryan? Come on, wear black like everyone else, you know?
David,
but anyway,
the media's never cared about fucking. The media's never cared about fucking religion before, and now I gotta care about them caring about the color of the suit at the religion for the dead pedophile.
Well, so
nobody.
I want to see if any of these articles end up getting it right or correcting themselves, because
what did they call psychos? They called what was it?
The reason
freak shows.
Freak shows. Man, this article. Yeah, nobody wants to admit it. Here's the thing, Ryan. I'll pull it up. I'll find it. Pull it up my fucking self. This is a cropped photo, Ryan. Do you want to guess what happens when you zoom out and look at everybody?
They all got different color suits on.
There's other blue suits, Ryan. There's other blue suits in the funeral. There's other blue fucking suits. Give me time. I'll do it for the media. We're just the freak shows. Let me do it. It's fine.
You remember when they called us deplorables and stuff, and then that got Trump elected?
Here we go, Ryan.
Fake asses don't make any sense either. I don't know what people are.
Here we go. Stop sharing. Here we go. We're going to zoom out now, Ryan. Actually, you know what? Just for good measure. Just real quick. We're going to show it again. You ready? Cropped photo. Do we agree? Trump's the only one wearing a blue suit.
Okay.
NY Times. It was like front page news.
Okay.
Oh my God, Trump's wearing a blue suit. Why is the old media dying? Here's Fortune. The Vatican asked Pope Francis funeral attendees to wear all black. Trump wore a blue suit. That fucking guy. Look at this photo. The media has the photo. They kept the receipts. Is everybody ready? We're going to zoom out.
Yo, dude, look at all the blue suits. Dude, look at the Taliban wearing fucking gold headdresses. Dude, like, there's more blue than black suits in there almost, dude.
Ryan, Trump wore a blue suit. It was front page news in the old school actual physical paper. It was the top of the website for New York Times and several other reporting agencies in the media. CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, NBC, all these people talked about Trump wearing a blue suit to a funeral for fucking hours and days. If you just zoom out 5x, Ryan, there's blue suits, there's red towels on people's heads. They don't have black
Dave,
ones.
are you calling them towel heads?
For the Pope? Yeah,
Dave,
they're fucking towels. They don't have fucking black ones for the Pope? They're all paying their respects.
Yo, where's your black towels for? Yeah, the Saudi princes that believe in Jesus. Where's your black towels?
Oh, it would violate their religion. Oh, okay, you're right.
These freak shows, David, on the alt-right. Trust the media is dying.
Oh, the Pope requested everyone wear black suits. Oh, okay. Let's quickly look at over here to the bottom left. Is that fucking Zelensky? Look at to the right of Zelensky. She's wearing a blue fucking dress, like lapped around a tan or brown fucking.
You know, for the record, Trump looks pretty tall in this photograph. Nothing for nothing. For people saying he's a short dude.
No, he's 5'9", 300 pounds. Or whatever people know.
Fucking Jesus Christ. He's like taller than everybody, but that super tall guy.
We're really gonna sit here, crop this fucking photo. Maybe the media didn't know, Ryan. Maybe hold on, let's go through the list. New York Times, Washington Post, Fortune, ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC, all of the left-wing podcasters, all of the people on social media in the left sphere, the Harry Sissons of the world, the Krasenstein brothers, all of these fucking people, fucking Alex Cole and the fucking Brooklyn dad who fucking owes child support, all of these fucking people, every single fucking one of them, not one of them had the uncropped photo. Who cropped the photo, Ryan?
AI, David.
Was the journalist, who was the first? I think NY Times was the first one to break the story. Did the journalist see a cropped photo, do zero research, just happened to get it wrong, and it was just a bad job by that specific journalist and every journalist that reposted the same fucking story? Or is the media, hear me out, this is a crazy conspiracy theory, is the entire left-wing media, all of them, set out, designed, and controlled opposition? Did they do it on purpose? Are they lying to you? Why is distrust in media? Maybe it's our rhetoric, Ryan. Maybe it's the rhetoric of us, the freak shows. Not one person could get it right.
I don't know, David. It's interesting.
Some of the right thing. Not one of them had the unzoomed photo.
Some of the rhetoric is just in rebuttal to theirs, so it's interesting about the rhetoric comment.
It's the rhetoric, Ryan. The rhetoric is driving distrust in media. Maybe it's our rhetoric. Maybe we're causing mass distrust.
I distrust the media after they lied about Hitler.
I'd love to go back to the COVID records. Let's talk about COVID. Let's do it, Ryan. You want to go back to COVID? Let's go back to COVID. The blue suit's over. Let's talk about COVID. Chris Cuomo. On what basis am I supposed to ask questions? Is what a journalist that worked at CNN said.
With your governor brother.
On what basis? That guy had hundreds of staff members. None of them got it right on COVID. They all got it wrong. Everyone said Joe Rogan was taking horse dewormer.
Well, they did alter a photo of him, David, to make him look way sicker than he actually was.
Oh, almost like they cropped this photo of Donald Trump. Maybe it was maybe they accidentally made Joe Rogan look yellow and told everybody who's taking horse dewormer that he just off the shelf.
I mean, it is like used to deworm
by a doctor.
I mean, David, it is used to deworm horses sometimes. So, like,
Joe says the black towels are when you see black from white image change to view to black and white.
Is that a flash joke, Joe? Are we dropping bombs somewhere?
I don't know where Joe is going with this. Joe, how many deep are you right now, Joe? Does Joe drink? Joe doesn't strike me as a drinker. Is he a drinker? We always cheers him. I know that. Yeah. We give him the little beer emoji, the beer mug emoji.
I think he likes wine with the wife.
A little bit of wine.
His son just got married.
That's so adult. Joe seems like such an adult.
What, wine or getting married?
I need you to understand that we, in theory, are adults, but we are not adults, Ryan.
Dave's on the never marry train.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing about that, Ryan?
What? The wine? Wine tastes pretty good.
Wine is ass.
What?
It is fucking ass. I'll be honest.
You should make honey wine with all your honey.
Well, currently...
We have. Well, we haven't, but we have given wine to people that have made honey wine.
Yeah, they gave some to the local brewery, too. They made like a honey beer, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Like a mead?
Yeah.
A honey mead, Ryan.
Yeah, for real.
It's what peasants drink, David. How fitting.
It's for the peasants. You should try some, peasant Ryan.
Ryan doesn't
I have. There's a local winery meadery in Lancaster.
Oh, Ryan, Joe's saying change the picture to black and white. What do you think I'm gonna Adobe Photoshop this fucking thing live?
Well, then Trump is blackface, Joe. We can't have that.
You think we're gonna blackface all these white people? Where's the diversity, by the way? I see 1, 2, 3 black people. 4. 4 black people. The Pope only invited 4 black people. He was a raging fucking racist, Ryan. 4 black people at the whole wedding, and we're told that the problem. There's more than 4. There's 5, 6, 7.
You said
there's
wedding. It's a funeral.
Well, whatever.
Now you have them thinking about getting.
No, it's misinformation. There's several black people, as I'm trying to make a point.
Really
a lot of black people, Ryan. Way more black people than white people at this point.
Self-tapping screw about this.
I agree with.
I should edit the photo. Maybe I should edit the photo, Joe. I'd be like the mainstream media, like everyone on the mainstream in the mainstream news. They all want their thrones back that they had never rightfully had.
Yeah, and this is the thing too, Dave. A good point. They lost, and they're not happy about it, and they're gonna throw a temper tantrum, just like they were when they were getting destroyed in 2016.
Well, and Ryan, my rebuttal to all these people.
What? Get fucked?
Get fucked. I don't care.
You get fired, lose your house. Fuck you. You lied. You sold your country out. You pieces of shit. You work for Operation Mockingbird and the CIA. You deliberately use neurolinguistic programming to brainwash my civilian counterparts against their very own country and its foundation so that you can thieve America from underneath us. So you keep us subservient, dumb, fat with poisoned food, bad information so we don't get healthier. And we never make an income with an education that can save us from the very machine that they have climbed us in, David. That is why the media is a direct arm of the government, which is why in 1984 there was always a Ministry of Truth. And the only reason that corruption and that level of systematic control can ever take place is if there is corruption in the information circuit of society. And it didn't matter if it was the printing press, didn't matter if it was the fucking Bairds at the corner, didn't matter if it was all the whores in the streets and the concubines. Whoever owns that sector of information, that deliverance of information, the Ministry of Truth, will own it's kind of like not who votes, but who counts the votes. Like, it's not what's being said, it's who's saying it. History is written by the victor, whatever freaking analogy you need. These people deliberately get paid to lie to you. It's not an opinion. You can look in the government documents. It's been declassified for over 50 years now. I'm not going to wait for the very same. This is kind of like the public school system's never going to teach you the shit needed to get you out of public school. They're just going to tell you to go to college to learn more stuff. But they're not going to. And then when you go to college, they just tell you to use ChatGPT anyway. So why didn't I use ChatGPT to fucking skip school? But you don't want me to skip school. You just want me to be a good little slave, which is why they pay these people to lie to you.
But Ryan, Bernie
the
Sanders,
asshole on the news, David, has a mortgage that he has to pay.
But Bernie Sanders says teachers need to make more money.
For what? For what? To be replaced?
Well, who's going to replace a teacher, Ryan? Who else would have all this information readily available?
The internet, David.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's weird how that works.
Let's take this one step further, Ryan. Because as we like to do on the show, we like to go to the max. Okay, we like to take this thing to 11. Just for funsies, Ryan. Unrelated to what we're talking about. I just feel like we should read the definition on air in case anyone was wondering. The crime, it's a noun, of course, Ryan. The crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill the sovereign or overthrow the government. They were convicted of treason, Ryan. The action of betraying someone or something, treason. Historical, the crime of murdering somebody with allegiance. Ryan.
What was the thing that Reagan revoked that allowed journalists to get sued?
Hold on. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, because some people say that's when real journalism kind of died. It basically allowed the promotion of lies.
Are you talking about Citizens United? Because that's like money in politics. That's like a...
No, Ronald Reagan, there was some stipulation that journalists used to be able to get sued when they printed. And this is a long-standing... This is the
fairness doctrine.
The Founding Fathers actually considered this reputation slander when you lie to people. When you lie about people in print, they actually considered it reputation slander. And there is a long history in the courts of America about slandering of people in newspaper and public print. And things of that nature, even like very early presidents. There's Supreme Court rulings about it, I guess. But anyways, yeah, Reagan did something that he removed the ability for a journalist to get sued.
Well, and here's the thing.
For printing mistruths.
The journalist specifically, but I think publications can get sued
until
still.
the public platform thing fucking came out. The section 238 or whatever.
But yeah, no, publishers can still absolutely get sued. I think specific journalists maybe cannot. I think that's the case. But you run into that too when you take any form of accountability or any reason to be correct. You see this with like police unions though.
In what regard?
Okay, let's take it this way. We're in a basic arrest, Ryan. Okay, I get a little mouthy because I'm sick of his shit. He's sick of my shit because he just worked a 12-hour shift and he doesn't want somebody getting mouthy with him. He drags my ass out of the car, smashes my face off the ground. Okay, I cannot civilly sue that officer.
Because you were routed.
Sure. So some people will argue that maybe that should be an option because that kind of puts the police on edge a little bit. Maybe they wouldn't be running around drawing their weapons for a speeding ticket. Now, that's an extreme example, obviously, but...
Yeah, well, it's weird that the police understand what a slippery slope is, but when it comes to writing laws for politicians, for private citizens, they don't know what that means. Because they would say, David, well, that would promote people suing officers, and then it would compromise quality of public safety. I could hear it. You know what? There might be an argument for that. But when it comes to you and all 7 billion of my elected officials to get together in the middle of the night to sign a bill of need of necessity to overturn the courts and skirt the due process of laws that was implemented in this country for over 300 years, you could do that unanimously. Everybody votes yes, all together in 5 minutes.
I'd like to see that some legal way to hold them accountable. But Ryan, would it even matter?
What do you mean?
You think the government's going to let you sue them? And they're
No,
going to
that's why we have
win?
this. That's why we have the Second Amendment, Dave. That's like the ultimate lawyer. People don't want to have that conversation, David, but that's what it's there for.
But Ryan Biden told me that an AR-15 couldn't shoot down a fighter jet.
That's true, but an AR-15 almost killed the President of the United States, David.
Which, by the way, is a completely wild thing for the president to say.
Yeah, fuck him.
With almost no context.
You need an AR-15 to overthrow the government. What?
Like at any point in time, why would a government official ever feel the need to run around and remind people that an AR-15 can't beat our military? He's right.
But all the people that buy those AR-15s are like, you're right. I need an airplane now.
He's completely right. You're not shooting down a fighter jet with an AR-15. He's correct. But the fact that he went out and told you is a little weird.
Yeah, that's how killdozers. Yeah, that's how killdozers get made in mass. If you don't know the story Killdozer, amazing. Simply amazing.
People don't trust their media, Ryan. They don't trust their institutions. They don't trust the government. We could sit here and go through the list of why people don't trust the fucking government. It's the same exact reason people don't trust the media. It's almost as if, Ryan, they're tied together.
That's weird, David. Dave, punch in Operation Mockingbird for us real quick at home.
Mockingbird, man, this sounds like a conspiracy theory, Ryan.
Oh, it was, David, for a long time.
I'm just going to read the quick definition, Ryan. Operation Mockingbird is an alleged. Oh my God, Google says alleged. No. Google, no. These are released CIA documents. Google, it is not alleged. Hold on, I got to bring this up because that's fucking wild. Alleged. They said alleged. Operation Mockingbird is an alleged large-scale program of the United States Central Intelligence Agency that began in the early years of the Cold War, attempted to manipulate domestic American news media organizations for propaganda purposes. Allegedly. Oh my God.
Yeah, isn't it great? The first link there is the General Ford Museum. I love it.
Well, the first one's Wikipedia, right? Which, if you click the Wikipedia link, they'll laugh at you and say, "Oh, you can't get news from Wikipedia. You put it at the top of Google. I didn't do that. You put it there. Take it off if you don't like it. You don't think it's good? Take it off."
Well, David, maybe Wikipedia pays Google to go first, which would then implement that. Is it really news if it's all paid for anyways?
Well, hold on, Ryan. But if they're pushing mal or misinformation, best case scenario, misinformation, the smart folks at the top, Ryan, I'll say that Wikipedia it's not where I would get my information. Perfect. Okay, no problem. But you're taking their money to be at the top? Which is it, Google? Do you care about integrity or not?
Integrity Farm, David.
Alleged. It's alleged. Here's a .gov. Alleged. Here's the fucking document on Google. 2 fucking scrolls down. Allegedly. Here's your alleged document. That looks pretty fucking stamped and official from 1997. Allegedly.
Maybe it's
look at this.
Maybe the
AutoPen. Yeah. AutoPen. Yeah. CIA's use of journalists and clergy.
I love we had zero connection issue. Zero connection issue. Till the Operation Mockingbird. Fucking motherfuckers.
Here's the alleged hearing. The alleged hearing from 1996, allegedly. Here's the fucking statements from all these fucking CIA agents. That seems alleged. Are you serious, Google?
Well, it was Wikipedia, David, to be honest.
Alleged. CIA's use of journalists. Intelligence operations, allegedly. Names, dates. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this whole thing. It's fucking pages and pages and pages long.
Period of 10 years from the last date of employment of such agency.
That's weird.
Thank you very much. I would summarize my remarks in 4 points. Firstly, the whole controversy. So the essence of your conclusion is that would be satisfactory conclusion. I want to get him saying
It's all alleged, Ryan. This is probably a fake document, allegedly. That's crazy. Crazy.
I believe the institution of the formal exception of losing journalism will cause great damage.
Yeah, but it would cause great damage. Almost like exactly what we're fucking talking about right now.
Mr. Zuckerman? Sounds like Zuckerberg, David.
Allegedly. Why does no one trust the media, Ryan? Why does no one trust the left wing? Why does no one trust the government? Why does Google? Why don't you trust your institutions? I don't know. Because the top of Google, when you Google Operation Mockingbird, it says allegedly. It says an alleged document. Alleged large-scale operation. The documents are released. You can read them. There's dozens of pages. There's hearings. There's affidavits. I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. Why is there no distrust? Because they set it up to not have trust. Because it's a narrative factory.
Because it's the Ministry of Truth. David, pull up George Orwell's final his goodbye letter to the BBC.
Why are they losing in a free market of ideas? This shit, that's why. There you go. There it is. Orwell's resignation letter from BBC.
There's a line in here, a couple lines in here.
September 24th, 1943. Am I reading this correctly? Some fucking weird European date.
He tells them to get bent in here.
In confirmation of what I said to you in private, I want you to tender my resignation from the BBC.
I believe that the present political situation, the broadcasting of British propaganda to India, is almost hopeless task.
You got a little Russell Brandy there.
Yes.
Propaganda.
Well, these broadcasts should be continued, all for others to judge. Enjoying myself with journalism, which was produced a measure of it. So I'm going back to normal work of writing journalism. I could be more useful than I am at the present.
There's no trust in media, right? No fucking trust. As there shouldn't be.
I don't know, dude. What do you do?
We just keep doing what we're doing. We're doing the right thing.
Freak shows. What, being freak shows, David?
Let's be freak shows. I'm all for it. I'm all for a freak show. Is this crazy? Call me crazy, Ryan. Way more dignity on our side right now. Way more dignity.
I don't know, David. What side of history you want to be on, you know? Alex said it.
Would you rather speak truth to power, Ryan?
I mean, Alex said it years ago, brother, and always rang true. And like, I always remembered what he said because he's like, fact is stranger than fiction. And if you're sitting at home watching Netflix being bored right now, there is literal history happening around you. And it should be fucking making you so excited that you are alive, dude. Like, they are literally stealing your fucking country from underneath you. And you're going to go home and put on Netflix. Yeah, David, you know what's crazy, too, about they could say all this shit? Just Facebook Live videos was ruining the government's distrust. My Facebook Live videos in my car, David. Our podcast when I shoot my car is distrusting.
Right. I mean, $50,000 in Facebook ads stole the 2016 election. That's what Democrats said.
You're telling me our podcast that 85,000 people have listened to is distrusting. It's tarnishing the trust of the government that much, which is what's hilarious.
Yeah, far larger than that on all platforms, right?
Yeah. Well, I was using one metric that you don't pay me on, David. I didn't want to be reminded of the several others. Thank you.
Well, only Rumble pays us.
From what I've seen, allegedly, David.
Allegedly.
Can I see your books, David?
I'm going to need a few minutes.
Why is there a fire back behind you? Oh, no reason. No reason. It's burning paper.
An
alleged fire. Oh, yeah. It's all that outdoor carpet. Just produced that fine film.
That truly caps it off so perfectly, though. It really does. It really caps it off perfectly when we're talking about why is there distrust in the old guard media. When you go to Google a CIA document that was declassified and released, and they use the word allegedly. Why is there no trust in the institutions, Ryan? It's from our rhetoric. That's why. It's from the freak shows.
Well, clearly, David, only the freak shows are going to report that the Jeffrey Epstein girl killed herself. You're not going to find that on the page. Yeah?
Yeah. Allegedly killed herself.
Alleged suicide. You mean the girl that could have cracked the whole Epstein thing wide open? The only one that ever caught the guy being a fucking creep. The one tied to Prince Andrews, David. The one that
they don't have... The royal family doesn't have any power. It's all symbolic. That's what Shapiro said.
Symbolic Veep power, David. Just
it's all symbolic power. Yo, Shapiro really is.
Tim Pool, I sent you it on Instagram. What's her name? Fucking, she's elected congressman or whatever, but she was on his program saying the deep state is real. She knows people in the deep state. She could prove it. But 2 days ago, he had the fucking Veep bitch on. Nope, it's all Veep, guys. Fuck. I wouldn't be surprised if the right-wing outlets are captured too.
Well,
fuck.
They are, Ryan. What was the
right.
It was the Snap Food thing that was just a debate like a month ago. when everyone was talking about the SNAP benefits that were government provided benefits, and they said, nope, we're not doing RFK Jr. No, we're not going to be doing sugary beverages and garbage and junk food. You get fucking bread, water, and you get fucking flour. Figure it out. You can make your own shit. You don't have a job. Get good at cooking. There were mainstream right wing like social media presences that were all over X and Facebook and all YouTube and all these places saying, oh, what happened to freedom of choice and all this stuff. And you know what, Ryan? There was a leaked document. They were all fucking paid by Coca-Cola and Pepsi and fucking Lay's and fucking Doritos. It happens on the right, too. You have to know who you trust.
Get fucked. Lay's, I will 100% take your money and fucking tell everybody about it. 100%. First thing I do, Dave, first thing we do, the first chance I get to be a shill, we are fucking cashing the check, getting it in money, and then I'm going to shill, and then the next day I'm going to come out and say that the company paid me to say that and ruin the company's reputation. Fuck these people. Warren Buffett, I expect my Coca-Cola checks because Dave is not paying me. That's why I film in parking lots.
100%, Ryan. And that's the thing. You have to really figure out who you trust in this, in any space. Okay? And it's going to be a trust your senses situation. Who are the people who are consistently, no matter what, whether it's convenient or inconvenient, are running around and telling you, fuck these people. Get fucked tyrants. Go away. Don't care. Don't care if my life's in danger. Don't care if I'm going to lose revenue or monetization on YouTube. I don't care. Who were the people who said, get fucked YouTube? It was the Steven Crowders of the world. Even Tim Cool, give him some credit. He tried to play the both sides game for a while. Guess where he is? Exclusively on fucking Rumble. You know who's over on YouTube? Everyone at the Daily Wire. Going bankrupt.
That's weird.
That's weird. Figure out who you trust. I can tell you who it is. It's the people at Rumble who are running around telling world governments who want our speech silenced. You know what Rumble's saying? Fuck you, you're not getting broadcasted then. I don't care. I guess France doesn't get Rumble. Sorry about your luck. Bring the guillotines to the streets. Let them eat cake.
Get fucked tyrants, yeah.
Get fucked tyrants. That's the people you trust right there. You know who you trust? You trust the lineup over at Rumble. You trust the Steven Crowders, the Tim Pools, the Dan Bonginos who left to serve his country in the FBI or the CIA or wherever the fuck he went, Department of something. Doesn't matter. Those
Department
are the
of
people
pissed off Americans, dude.
Those are the fucking people you trust. The people who are willing to say fuck you at a loss. Elon Musk, to some degree, to his credit. How many billions of dollars did he lose, Ryan?
Well, I mean, he got it all back with that AI acquisition.
Did he?
Day.
Did he?
He made more money. He's richer now than he was before.
But could he have been richer, Ryan? Could he be worth $600 billion if he just shut up and was a good little fucking Elon?
Don't do that to me, David.
He was in the middle of the left-wing green fucking electric car space. You don't think it would have been really easy for him to cozy up to people on the left?
It almost makes you wonder why it didn't happen.
Isn't it interesting, Ryan, that Tesla now has competition? Where did that come from? None of these companies wanted to compete with Tesla, GM and Ford and Chrysler. But they got a bunch of money from the government, didn't they?
Yeah, it's weird how those car chargers are universal, David.
That's weird how it's like a standard thing across the line. But Teslas are a little different, aren't they, Ryan?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird that they would make them different than Tesla.
Yeah,
Tesla being the first and the main for and everything. You think they would just all look like Tesla chargers? It's kind of weird.
They kind of almost do, Dave. It's kind of odd.
It's weird. It's weird Tesla had no competition until he joined Trump, and then all of a sudden everybody was making electric cars. Super weird. I don't know what happened.
Allegedly.
It's not like they got paid by the government, Ryan, at any point, did they? Didn't they just... Surely GM has their own money and never had to take it from the government?
I mean, there was that one time, David. I don't know if we talk about it.
When they give you money and they pay you, they expect a return. I promise you that. Why is there no trust in the institutions, Ryan? I don't know. It's weird. It's a little weird, don't you think?
Caddy didn't just get a grant. The government bought stocks in GM in 2008 when they went bankrupt.
Well,
Which
I'm saying the one I worked at that had the first electric Cadillacs, they got a grant from the government to make them. That's why they won.
But in 2008, when GM was going bankrupt, the government was buying stock in GM, basically saying, by definition, the company became like a socialist entity because it was owned by the government. They were basically owning a mean of production through stock acquisition, which just because it's a fucking stock doesn't mean that it's not like communism.
Wow, taking over the means of production? That's only the definition.
I mean, literally, how many people make cars, David? Surely there's hundreds of those companies all over the place. 4 dealerships, that's it. Ford, Chevy, or Honda.
Like 10 or less? Volkswagen owns a shitload of companies. GM owns a bunch of companies.
Ford
owns a
Fiat.
Stuff. Well, Fiat, Chrysler, there's Stellantis.
What is that? Mercedes? Mercedes owns that or something?
No, they were partnered with Daimler Chrysler like forever ago, but that didn't go forever. But yeah, Fiat, Chrysler turned into Stellantis because they merged with Peugeot. So you got Peugeot, Fiat, Ferrari, Maserati, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. It's all fucking one big. Volkswagen owns like 50. It's the stupidest shit ever. If you ever looked at Volkswagen's tree, Bugatti and fucking, it's all Volkswagen. Lamborghini, Audi, all Volkswagen.
It's weird, man. And Volkswagen did what during World War II, David? I'm pretty sure they just shut their doors down, right? And did build fucking shit for Hitler.
Well, only some people cars, Ryan. Only some people cars.
Some very fancy people cars sold at Barrett Jackson.
Yeah, they didn't know all of behind the scenes of what was going on. They
didn't know Hitler's favorite color for his interior headlining stitching, David. Zafia likes his cigars.
No. They were just trying to build cars for, Germany to bring them back.
The everyday German in 1945, David.
Well, they learned eventually what happened. Fun fact before we go, Ryan. Fun fact. Do you know what the number one selling product is of Volkswagen?
What?
Hot dogs.
What?
Hot dogs. The number one thing that Volkswagen sells is hot dogs.
So Volkswagen's main business is food.
Yeah. Here we go.
Kind of hot dog.
It's the Volkswagen Currywurst. Yeah. I'm bringing it up. It's Wikipedia, so it's all alleged. Just know that. Allegedly, it's the number one thing they sell. There it is. The Curry Bockwurst, commonly known as Volkswagen Currywurst, is a brand of sausage made by the German car manufacturer since 1973 and sold in restaurants in its 6 German factories as well as supermarkets and football stadiums, and given to Volkswagen customers. The sausage branded as Volkswagen Originale, which sounds more Italian than German. Volkswagen Original Part, hilarious. And there's a part number, a 199398500A. The product has been described in the most produced of any Volkswagen parts, with some 7 million sausages made in 2019. Fun fact.
This reminds me about that Jewish diary that was written by the guy that went crazy after he was providing the Germans with jams and jellies to go murder his fellow German and Jews.
I wonder if he drove a Volkswagen Currywurst.
The thing that fucked me up about that whole story is that he gave the business to Aryan Jews.
Well,
dude, if it was so easy to just fake Aryan and fake Jew, why didn't everybody fucking do that?
Were you okay if you were an Aryan Jew? Was that acceptable?
Well, you could pass off as Aryan then. You just got to forge your Jewish lineage.
You would just have to forget you were Jewish? You would have to pretend you were Catholic?
Yeah, just cut your mazel tov.
I love that Jesus Christ so much.
I don't know if you could be religious either, David. I don't know if that's how that worked.
I
think the only religion was the state, David. And I think more than anything, that's a
fact.
Yeah, I think more than anything, that's really the summary here, is that the reason that these people say that Dave and I are lunatics, or what was it?
Freak shows.
Freak shows. First of all, I'm eccentric and jacked, so there you go. There's your freak show. But
Ryan can almost lift his body weight, which is not that much.
I'd say what I was going to say, but I'll be nice, David, because I'm still waiting to get fucking paid from you.
One day, Ryan, when you become an ant and you stop drinking chocolate milk and start eating grass, you will be able to lift 10x your weight. You can do 1,000 pounds, Ryan.
Dave, I don't need to eat grass because the things I eat the grass for me, and then turn it into.
How much can ants lift? This is important. 10 to 50 times their body weight. Holy shit! Could you imagine lifting 50x your body weight?
Dave, how much does an ant weigh? I can lift more than an ant's 50 times its body. I don't know why you're not impressed about.
But
David, look up the enough of this.
Way more impressive what an ant can do.
Look up the fucking average weight of an ant. I'm tired of you. I'm tired.
Average ant.
This reminds me of another conversation, but I'm not going to say it because we're at the end of the show here.
Average ant weight 1 to 5 milligrams.
Okay, so take 1 milligram and times it by 50, David. You get 50 milligrams.
Well, it's to 5 milligrams. So if you have a heavy ant,
5 milligrams.
50,
so it can lift 5 milligrams.
250
type
milligrams.
in Google what weighs 5 milligrams.
No, I don't want it. And I don't want batteries either.
What weighs 5 milligrams? Milligrams are tiny.
Okay.
A small ant or a small grain of sand?
So you're impressed with the ant's ability to lift a grain of sand?
Ryan, why are you throwing out all the context? They lift 5 times their body weight.
It's a grain of sand.
50 times their body weight.
Dude, I lift more than the ant.
Small.
My arm lifting is more than the ant's entire colony can lift at one time, David. What are you talking about?
It's not their fault. They're small.
I seriously think you just like to argue. I seriously think.
But they're strong.
No, David. If they're not strong, if they can just lift a grain of sand, that's the opposite of strength.
Yeah, but they themselves are smaller than a grain of sand.
Don't give a fuck.
And they can lift more than a grain of sand. They can.
This is the men. You're having the men and women sports argument right now with me and a fucking ant. I'm not standing for this, Dave.
No, I agree, Ryan. You would dominate a smaller feminine female.
Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble so I can finally get a fucking paycheck from David. As always, David, I appreciate you most for your time. I'll see everybody tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone. Trust your institutions.
Allegedly.
Alleged institutions.
Alleged trust.
Not a
trust mean? Define trust for me. Oh, we redefine trust as not trustworthy.
Freak shows.
Freak shows. See.